All right, we're going to try this again. So, welcome to Essential Oils Are Not Magic Beans. I'm Deanna Nichols, doTERRA Blue Diamond. This is doTERRA Gold, Katie Eastman, and take two. So we had some technical difficulties, and hopefully everybody will catch up and find us. It is Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Every week we have a, and now the messages start to come. Hey, we lost you. Yes, we know. If you find us, maybe you can use that little share button at the bottom to tell everybody where it is, so they can find us too. What was I saying? Oh, every week we have a 30-minute live video so that folks can bring their guests here to learn a little bit about the power of essential oils. And I somewhat tongue-in-cheek have named it Essential Oils Are Not Magic Beans, because I think that a lot of people think that the uses of essential oils are somewhat exaggerated. And I do believe that can happen, but they are extremely powerful for wellness. And you do want to do some other, basic healthy choices. You do want to, eat an occasional salad. The oils do not contain calories. Thank God they don't contain calories, but they also don't contain vitamins or protein or any of the things that you need from a healthy diet. And so there are some other health choices that you'll need to make as well. But the essential oils do help with a lot of things. And tonight we're going to focus for just a few minutes about how they help with fitness. If you have a friend who you've briefly talked to about the oils before, this is a great time to just message them real quick and say, hey, hop on here with me, because I think it'll be a great opportunity for them to learn about the oils. If you happen to be a personally invited guest of myself or Katie, and you are not a wholesale member of doTERRA, if you will comment below that you are here and that whichever one of us invited you, then we have a free gift for you. And maybe some other folks that have invited people can offer free gifts to their guests as well. But as far as tonight, we're offering gifts to Katie's and my personal guests that are not doTERRA wellness advocates. Sorry, I had a hair in my mouth. Okay. So let's dive into essential oils. If you don't know what essential oils are, they are some really powerful compounds that come from different parts of plants. And doTERRA is by far the leading essential oil company in the world, and that is because we really focus on quality and we really focus on education, research, just a really high integrity company. I'm going to show you a really cool thing that you can do that'll help kind of show you the different ways that you can use essential oils. But it's also a really good thing to start your day, especially if, like me, when you get up in the morning, you like to go right into your workout. It kind of gets me motivated, and you have that time when you first wake up where you're like, maybe tomorrow, I don't know if that happens to you.
Yes.
And you try to talk yourself out of your workout for a minute. And so if you have these two oils sitting on the side of your bed and you do what we're about to show you, then it's you're gonna want to jump right up and get to your workout. Okay, so I like to call this a natural high, and it's really fun to do. And it feels like you're being a little bad, which makes it even more fun, but it's really effective. Okay, so we're going to use two oils. We're going to use wild orange and peppermint. And so here, I'll let you start with wild orange and I'll start with peppermint, then we'll switch. We're each going to do, I'm going to do 1 drop of peppermint and she's going to do 2 drops of the orange. And then we'll switch. Okay, and then we're going to rub our hands together. That's all right. We'll rub our hands together. Okay, and then we're going to make a fist with one hand and put it in our palm, and then kind of let the air out of our lungs, and inhale. And you can do that as many times as you want. And Aviance is saying that she actually went ahead and mixed them ahead of time and put that next to her bed, so that's super efficient if you want to do that. Oops, we almost switched lids. Okay, so that is a really great way to wake up your mind, and here's why. Is peppermint is really energizing, and wild orange is uplifting. It's motivating. It just gets you in a good mental state. When you combine those together, it gets you energized and focused and ready to go. And it also kind of opens up your lungs a little bit too, so you'll kind of feel that as you start moving around. So you can get up and start getting ready for your day. The next thing that I do if I'm going to work out, do any kind of exercise, is I want to protect myself. Okay, I want to protect myself from injuries, because injuries, especially for people like me, I lived in a wheelchair for about 5 or 6 years, and I'm just now this year making fitness a priority. I made my health a priority and was able to overcome major health issues, but this year I'm making fitness a priority, and so I'm really starting from like behind the average person. So my biggest struggle, I think, is going to be potential injuries. Like if you don't work out a lot, you don't have a lot of core muscle strength, and you could really potentially like overdo it and hurt yourself and then set yourself back. And I'm not doing that. I'm not going to set myself back. So I want to prep my body. So one of the things that I do is I don't even grab it. Can you grab Deep Blue oil out of there? It's maybe in like, I don't know. It's a little one. There it is. All right. So I have 2 oils that I like to put on certain injury-prone areas. The first one is called Aroma Touch, and it is in some of the medium to larger kits. And then Deep Blue, which everybody in any starter kit is probably going to have this. So what I do is I take a little bit of Aroma Touch and I put like maybe 1 drop on each shin and 1 drop like on each knee, and I might put a little bit on my lower back. If I'm doing any kind of arm stuff, then I might put a little, in this area where you tend to pull things up in the shoulder and neck area. And then I go ahead and it smells really good. I go ahead and I layer Deep Blue over it. Now, I will say this for you, that if you have sensitive skin and you're going to be like really getting really hot and sweaty, that's going to like intensify these oils. So you don't want to use a whole bunch, okay? And if you're wearing anything like a neoprene brace or anything like that, or like really tight spandex, you might want to keep in mind that like no air is going to get to that area, and that's going to make it really hot as soon as you start really sweating. So you might, in that particular case, want to use a little bit of fractionated coconut oil, because even though it doesn't feel like it's going to irritate your skin right now, when you start to sweat and get hot, especially if you've got like stretchy material on, then you're going to start to like really, it's going to be like, oh, I'm on fire. So that's just something to keep in mind. So I will put those on those areas. I had last week, I'm trying to train for a 5K from like nothing. And last week I had one of my Achilles was like absolutely killing me. It was Achilleing me. And I really was having to layer several oils. And that's why a lot of times when you start getting into oils, you're like, okay, I need some Deep Blue for when I work out, and I need some wild orange and peppermint. And that's it. That's all I'm going to get. Well, the problem is if you don't have some basic oils in like your starter kit, then you're not going to be able to do this layering thing I'm about to tell you about. And that's the beauty of I have all the oils. And so a lot of times I just pull stuff out that I know is really good for like muscles. I know is really good for soft tissue. I know is really good for bones, whatever. But if you have just the basic kit, you've got Deep Blue, which has a lot of oils in it that are good for all those things. But I'm going to show you some of the layering. So I would put Deep Blue on, and then frankincense is one that really helps when you have inflammation. So I always kind of like either start or end with frankincense when I'm dealing with any kind of muscle, like if a pulled muscle or something that's just a little tender and sore. So I'll put some frankincense. And the good thing about frankincense is it's really gentle, so you don't have to worry. I mean, you can literally put it on your face, and it's great for skin, but it's not going to be hot. Have you ever tried frankincense like on your face or somewhere sensitive? Face, no. Okay. Frankincense is actually really good to put on your face. It's kind of like a beauty secret. But yeah, you can put it anywhere where you've got like tight muscles or sore muscles, and I like to put that one on kind of like first, and then I will put like I've already done, Aroma Touch and Deep Blue, so I might grab some lavender. Lavender's in the basic kits, and lavender is really calming and relaxing to the muscles when you put it on topically. This is another one that's really gentle to the skin, and everybody's going to have lavender in their starter kit, so you can put some of that over the area. So I was doing that on my heel. And then I have another oil called Cypress, and this one's just really good for circulation. And I looked up in my oil reference book. I don't know if you can see that. I'll grab it. Here's one of my oil reference books that I have right here. And I looked in here and looked up like Achilles issues, and Cypress was an oil that was really highly recommended, so I put that one on. This is just a good one, especially if you have some circulation problems and you know that, and you're getting ready to try to be active. Maybe put this on beforehand. So that's another good one to have in your arsenal. All right. So that's kind of what I do is I prep all my like knees, my joints and places that I might potentially be getting sore or have the potential to injure that area. So if you're doing like a bunch of squats, you might want to put some on your thighs. Another way to go is Deep Blue Rub. Now this is a big giant, you can see this is like as large as my head. So this is like a liter. It comes in like a small 4 ounce squeeze tube, which is like what most normal people will purchase. This is just, we like Deep Blue Rub. And you can also buy these little sample packs. They're just like this big, and you can carry them in your purse or your gym bag, and that's really convenient for when you're on the go. But this is a little bit different because it has the Deep Blue oil in it, which, of course, our doTERRA's essential oils have been proven over and over and over to be 100% pure, unlike other people who say that. In fact, we have a number on the bottom of our bottle that you can type into a website called sourcetoyou.com, and that will tell you exactly where the oil came from and what the testing was done on it. And so we actually put our money where our mouth is. We don't just say we're pure and have all these stories about it. We actually back it up with facts. But this is a little different. So it has the oil in it, but there's a lot of other ingredients in this cream that causes it to kind of sit longer on your skin. And that's because it's going to sit there so that it can like keep that warm tingliness going for a long time. So you're getting the regenerating and the soothing benefits of the Deep Blue oil, but you're getting more of the soothing because it's staying on the skin longer. Does that make sense? So not all the ingredients in the rub will be 100% natural, but they're pretty good, comparatively to the other products that are out there. And then you've got the amazing essential oils in there. So, but that's another way to go. And I definitely did that when I was having the Achilles issue. Like I didn't want to quit running, so I definitely used that on those days. All the other times I usually stick to the oil. And if your skin's really sensitive, like mine tends to be like, I was having some issues right behind my knees too at first when I first started running. And if you have sensitive skin, then doTERRA makes oils that come in rollers called Touch. And it's already diluted with fractionated coconut oil for you. Do you have any of the Touch oils yet? Mm-mm. You haven't got into those yet. The Touch oils are really convenient when you have sensitive skin or you're dealing with children or elderly people, just people with thinner or more sensitive skin. And so instead of just putting the oil straight on, I can use a roller, real convenient to rub on those sensitive areas. And that really helps me. And Deep Blue does come in the Touch blend. So that's one that you might want to use for working out. The other one that I use in the Touch version for working out is Breathe. Breathe comes in all the basic kits. And you might be like, why would you use Breathe to work out? Can you think of a reason why you might want to?
Open up your lungs.
Yeah, you want to get more oxygen. You want to have clear breathing. And so the more oxygen you're able to get, the better you're going to be able to move and stuff. And so, and you're going to have more, what's the word I'm looking for? What's that word? Stamina?
Yeah.
Stamina?
Yes.
I need some frankincense for my speech. Okay, so what I do with this is I obviously don't use straight Breathe. Some of you guys can probably do it. Can you use Breathe on your chest? Does it bother your skin?
I've always diluted it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably a good idea until you know for sure. I know for sure I can't use Breathe on my chest. It's really sensitive. So I'll take the Touch roller of Breathe and I'll rub it right on over my lungs before I start running. And that's just a really good habit to get into. I know a lot of professional athletes that we have on our team, and even amateur athletes. This is one that they keep around a lot, like just with them when they're working out for that reason, so that they can make sure that they have open airways. I mean, you see like professional football players like huffing oxygen on the side of the field and stuff, and that's kind of what the purpose of this is to help you get that oxygen in your system and oxygenate your blood and your tissues and everything. Another oil, and I use this every day anyways, but I would say, speaking of oxygen, you definitely want to use Balance before you work out. And how I like to use Balance is I'll put a couple drops on my wrist. It smells really, really nice too. And I will put that on to make sure that I'm getting enough oxygen again. And I know, as far as like performance, if you're doing sports and you care about your performance, like if you're on a team or you're competing, like even if you're playing racquetball with a friend, we have some professional baseball players on our team, and they like to use Balance before they play, and they said that it helps them to play better. And we have a pitcher, and he says that he pitches better games when he uses Balance. And so I've heard golfers say the same thing. So that would be another reason to use Balance before you do any kind of fitness activities. I think this next one, you had some stuff you wanted to say. This is Lemon, doTERRA Lemon, and it's pretty cool because you can use it all three ways. You've seen us put oils on our skin topically, and then you saw us inhale it. That's internal use. And then this is an oil that can also be used internally. which I'm just going to lick it off my hand. How do you like to use lemon, Katie?
I use it in my water all day long. I use 1 to 2 drops, about 8 ounces of water, and I just feel better. My skin looks better. I feel more energized. I can tell that it's like detoxifying. Yeah. I mean, it's great stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's very cleansing, and I use, you want to be careful with citrus oils because they do break down plastic. And I usually, when I drink it, I drink citrus oil in all my water all day, every day. Okay. And because I want to get like 10 to 15 drops in my body throughout the day. So I normally use a bottle like this that you can see, like even this part is glass. So I'm not ever touching any plastic to my citrus water because citrus breaks down plastic. But when you're running, that's not the best. I tried running with that. It's got a big gaping hole in its glass, and so it's not really the best for running. So I got this stainless steel water bottle that I like, and it does have a plastic part, which kind of goes down into the water. So what I do is I know it goes down to like here, so I only fill it up to about here. Okay, and then I'll add my lemon or grapefruit or whatever citrus I want to my water, and I know it's going through the plastic, but it's only when I actually take a drink, and that's only for running. So all my other water is going to go in that bottle. So I just wanted to point out that's another option. I just like it because it has a sports lid that I can sort of suck on. I don't have to worry about pouring the whole thing down my whole body when I take a drink. The reason I might use grapefruit instead of lemon is because I know that grapefruit has some really cool emotional properties to it too. So every essential oil has like a physical thing that it does in your body, and then it has it influences your thinking and your emotions. And grapefruit is the oil of honoring your body. And so it's a really good one to use in the beginning of the day to get yourself thinking about making healthy food choices and healthy, like choices about your fitness and getting yourself moving. And so I like to add that to my water when I'm working out. And so the other cool thing is it's really, really good at targeting cellulite. So that's one reason why people work out sometimes. And so that's just a good thing to know about grapefruit. So all the citrus oils kind of do similar things, but this one just is has a little bit of a difference from lemon. Where is the lemon? Did I put it over here? I don't know. Is that it? I have no idea. Right there. All right. Now, if you really want to kill two birds with one stone, there's this oil called Slim and Sassy. And it's another great one because it already has grapefruit in it and peppermint. And so, I told you some of the reasons you might want to use those for working out and exercising. But when you put Slim and Sassy on topically, and then you get hot, and you get heat and stuff going, it really tends to target the tissue right on top. So areas where you might be a little flabby or loose skin from where you have lost weight or had a child, and if you do this, you could actually lose a couple inches from doing that. And so if you don't mind, it gets pretty hot. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of uncomfortable. So when I do it, I use fractionated coconut oil. I rub it on maybe some areas that I want to target, especially if you're going to work out and wear something, some of that stretchy material. It'll really hold the heat in. Kind of like I told you about the deep blue rub, what will happen if you wear spandex. But this is good because it'll target your fat and actually help you to see topical results pretty quickly. So that could be something that you could use before you work out. I don't like to be hot when I work out, so I don't do it. I'm a big wuss, and so I would rather just use it internally. So I do take it internally, and you can add it to your water, or they sell soft gels that you can just pop, and I take one with each meal, and that's kind of how I help my body to burn off the foods that I'm eating.
I think some people are having issues getting on.
Well, they might not have found the new video.
So I'm gonna try again.
All right. A couple other things is we have some emotional oils. We have a whole kit of emotional oils, and if you're really I've talked to a couple of my friends who are who have decided who made a New Year's resolution that they wanted to be more fit and they wanted to maybe run a 5K or whatever this year, and a couple of them I think are having just mental issues with it. They're just not. They're man, I can't fit it in my schedule or whatever. There's always a reason. I can't get out of bed in the morning. I don't, to work out. And so using an oil like Motivate is kind of similar to what we were doing with the wild orange and peppermint. This one's already kind of made for you, and it has a lot of other things in it. I mean, it's got peppermint and it has citrus. It has all kinds of different citrus. It even has this oil called Melissa, which is really powerful on the brain and your thinking. And I was just watching my football team play, and they were really not playing very well. And why did I bring that up? But I was just thinking I can tell by the way they're playing that this is not a physical issue. Like, I know they can play better than they're playing, so it's mental. And a lot of times, if we're struggling with our fitness, it's really a mental game. Mm-hmm. And for me, even while I'm like doing these workouts, I have these, I'm doing this program called Couch to 5K, because like I literally have not worked out since the 90s, the early 90s. Okay. I got sick in 1993, and then I've been well for just a couple years, and I haven't focused on fitness. And so, because of a mental reason, it was fear of getting hurt, mainly, from having just such, been inactive and sedentary that's a long time. That's like 2 decades, and so for me, a lot of times, even in the middle of my workout, I'm just like, oh, this is really hurting. I should just stop and then try again tomorrow. And like, if you can just get over that resistance that's asking you to quit, then you can give it a little more. And so instead of saying like, oh, I'll quit because this hurts, I'm like, how can I sort of modify this workout and still do it and not hurt myself? And so a couple times I've just had to like kind of power walk through some of the jogging parts, and but I haven't quit. Today, actually, what happened to me is, this is weird, I don't even know why, but like the sole of my foot started to really hurt. Like, it was really tender, and every time I would take a step down, it just would hurt. So I paused my workout, and I went and I put more oils on. I especially rubbed Deep Blue into my foot, and I did Aroma Touch. Let's breathe. I did Aroma Touch into my foot, and then I got my sock and my shoe all back on and got right back on there, and it was totally fine. I had no more pain I'm not kidding, like, I had no more pain in my foot, and I was seriously thinking of quitting. I was like, oh, I guess I need to quit for the day. Like, I can't run on this foot. And I stopped and did the oils. So the oils can help you physically and mentally to go further than you think you can. And so for some of us, that's just starting. It can help you to make that decision to start. So Motivate's a really good one. Have you used Motivate at all? Take a whiff of that and tell me what you think. Because it's kind of cool, that they already have these blends that are specifically targeted for certain things. And you can tell by the name. That's like...
smells like Andy's chocolate or something.
Chocolate?
Yeah, for some reason I smell chocolate.
Huh. Well, basically this oil is like get off your butt oil is what it is, really what I would have named it. But that's why I don't work for the marketing department. If you're feeling bad about yourself, you're like, I can't go to the gym. People will look at me. I look like crap. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, because you're a girl. And like, we all think that. We're like, oh, like these people look totally buff at the gym, and then I'm going to look like this like slob working out. And you know what? Who cares? But if you want to get over some of those feelings, an oil that you can use is bergamot, and that's really good for self-esteem and self-confidence, and just inhaling that, maybe putting some over your abdomen. We just delved into that right before we started this video, so that we could not worry about what we looked like on the video. We could just talk to you about what we're passionate about. Some of the other oils that I would like to keep around for fitness is lemongrass. Lemongrass is really, really good for, like, if you twist an ankle, if you tweak your knee, if you've got that whole tennis elbow thing. It's really good. And my skin is pretty sensitive to lemongrass, but I use coconut oil when I use it. But this is a good one to have on hand. Have you used lemongrass at all? Lemongrass is... it smells kind of exactly like it sounds, like it would. Another reason why we struggle with workouts is because of our adrenals. Your adrenal glands they make like adrenaline, and they also make cortisol, which is a stress hormone. And sometimes, like especially first thing in the morning, a lot of us struggle with low cortisol first thing in the morning because we're eating sugar, we're drinking caffeine, we're not getting enough sleep, all these different reasons. And so I found that if I'm getting ready to do like a really tough workout that's going to push me, that I will take a little basil, or even Elevation is another oil, and rub those over my like kidney areas and my back before I get started. That way I kind of support my adrenals, and they're not thinking that I'm like going to die or something, and then they just start releasing all of this chemical into my body. Because what happens when you have adrenals that are not functioning right, and then you go and do these really hard workouts, is it actually causes you to retain weight, because it's putting more stress on your body. And so it's kind of counterproductive. So I like to support my adrenals with basil or, what did I just say? Elevation. Either way. And, you can do that after your workout too. It's not a bad habit to get into. I've got a hair in my basil. Like, not in my basil, but in the, and it's a pretty, like, once you put it on, it's a pretty light smell, so you're not going to smell funky or whatever at the gym when you have that on. It's also really good for your nerves, and like if you have a knot or something in your muscle, sometimes basil, I'll just rub basil right on that area. A couple oils that are good if you go like outside your house to work out are Melaleuca and On Guard. And the reason why is because of all the germs of all the sweaty people that are hanging out at the gym. And gyms are places that you can pick up, you know, funky toe issues and other issues. Yeah, like you know, infections and boo-boos that you can get from just touching other people's bacteria-laden things that they are oozing with, and they're touching the same.
Gross.
I'm getting really graphic. And they're touching the same equipment as you. And so one thing that you can do is you can make a spray bottle with like a little, like you could even take this bottle and they make these little spray tops. I wish I had one here that you can just screw on. And when the bottle's almost empty, you could just add a little water, and then you could just kind of like spray your feet, like after you get out of the shower. You can even spray some on your towel and like wipe off the workout equipment before you use it, so that you're not on somebody's sweaty nastiness. On Guard is just a good habit to use every day. So maybe like when you're in a public place, maybe put a little bit on when you leave. So put a drop on the bottom of each of your feet. You can also make a spray out of On Guard to cleanse areas but that you're getting ready to touch. So these are just good ones for your health. I would be remiss if I did not mention a couple of doTERRA supplements. So I recently learned that we're the only essential oil company in the world that focuses on nutrition. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I found that out the other day.
Yeah. And so that's pretty cool because a lot of people, like I said, essential oils are not magic beans. So you do need to have healthy nutrition as well. And so that's why we do focus on that. And so I have a couple of nutritional supplements here that really help with fitness. And sorry, I guess my lipstick is just like bleeding throughout my whole face. It's fun when you're looking at yourself, you start to notice all these little things like, oh, my hair and my hat, I need to bend my bill more. You start to really that's the bad thing about looking at yourself. So we have these supplements that I really recommend everybody take every day. It's the Lifelong Vitality Pack, and it is 3 different bottles. And you're like, why do I need all that? Well, first of all, you've got your fish oils and your essential oils. So we do not get enough omegas in our diet, and our diet's really messed up on that. And I don't know about you, but I don't eat like a ton of deep water fish every day. In fact, I never eat fish, ever. And I don't want to be around people eating fish either. Like, I just don't like it. And so it's nice to be able to take it in this form. And also I get like 9 essential oils in here. And a lot of them help with inflammation. So that's going to help me to not have like the muscle soreness and this joint stiffness. And that's going to keep me working out and not quitting when it gets like sore after a couple days. So that's really good that that's in here. Then I've got the stuff that I'm missing from my diet. You know, it's going to fill in all those gaps in my diet with all my vitamins and minerals. And you know that when you have the right vitamins and minerals in your body, that you're going to have more energy, that's going to support healthy bones and soft tissue. So that's really important. And of course, energy. And then this one is for cellular vitality. And we know that when our cells are functioning properly, that we do have more energy and vitality, and we can do things like work out. I know for the longest time, like, even if I had really good use of my legs, went back when I was ill, it was just like a fatigue issue. Like, I don't have the energy to work out. And that's a reason why a lot of people don't work out, because they get home from work or from running their kids around all day, and they just want to like veg on the couch because they're just tired. Since I started taking Lifelong Vitality, like I have so much more that I can get out of my performance, out of my body. Like, if I don't like make myself go to bed at a reasonable hour, like I feel like I could stay up for hours doing stuff because I just have so much energy, and I never had that before. I know my diet is a huge part of that, but also the Lifelong Vitality. I notice a difference if I stop taking it for, a couple of days. I'm going to tell you my secret for being the Energizer Bunny, okay? This is seriously like the most amazing product. It is called Mito to Max. It is not an energy supplement. So it's not like one of those things that you're going to take it and then you're going to have this like really big high and then you're going to crash and you have to take more. It's not like that. What I describe it as is it's like putting like the high test gasoline in your tank. So you're going to get more out of the same tank of gas. Like, you're putting the same amount of gas in your car, but you're getting more out of it. You're getting better performance, or even putting like, high performance, other additives in your gas tank or in your oil or whatever. And what this does is it works at the cellular level, and it helps you to have more energy out of the cells. So you're not going to have like this high, you're just going to get more performance out. And I take one with my breakfast and one with my lunch. The other cool thing it has in here is ashwagandha, which is really good for supporting your adrenals. And that's like 50% of the reason why we're all crashing. We're all trying to like prop ourselves up with caffeine and sugar, especially halfway through the day. And you just will not need to do that. I've had so many people tell me like, oh my gosh, I used to drink so much coffee, and now between drinking citrus in my water, taking the LLV, and doing Mito2max, like I might drink 1 cup of coffee a day, and I don't even feel like I need it. It's just more of like a habit. And so I really think that you should give Mito2max a try, because one time I stopped taking it for 3 days, and I was in the kitchen getting ready for a trip, and I just started bawling, crying. And my husband's like, what the heck? And I just said, I'm so tired, I can't manage it. And he was like, what is wrong with you? And I said, well, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I stopped taking Mito2max for a few days. He's like, go take it, and take it now. And he was like just done with me, because I was just a blubbering, like, I couldn't even like stand. I was leaning on the counter, like I was so tired. And he was like, no, I was a new mom, I was nursing, I was trying to work and do all this stuff, and I was just not, it was not pretty, it wasn't cute at all. And so I went and took my Mito2max, and I will never miss it again. So it's like my secret weapon. If you're a mom, for sure, this needs to be part of your regimen, okay? So now I'm going to tell you really quick how to get yourself some oils. What should somebody do, Katie, if they're looking at like getting started with oils and just like learning about them and getting some in their home? Like, what's the best way to get started? What should they do?
They should get a kit.
Yes, you should get a starter kit. The reason why you want a starter kit, I kind of said it before, is so that you have like some basic oils in your home that you can use for all kinds of different things. And you can learn about them from all of us. But if you don't have them, you're not going to be able to try them for stuff, okay? So you want to get them in your home. So basic starter kit, there's one for every size family and every size budget. We will post a link, or if somebody else, I think Aviance is really good at posting this link. If you'll post that link so where people can go look at the starter kits. If you get a starter kit, your membership to doTERRA is free. That means everything you buy is at 25% off of retail, okay? You have the privilege of being included into a community of people that are going to help educate you. So whatever team you're from, if you're from my team, awesome. If you're visiting this event from another team, your team has educational resources. Just ask them what they are. And our team, we have lots of stuff like this video we do every week. We have a daily oil a day video that you can learn about a different essential oil for like 5 minutes a day at 1 p.m. Eastern time at the same location on Facebook. We have a secret Facebook group for like discussion where you can ask people, hey, what do you like to use for XYZ? And it's really great to have that support. On our particular team, we also like to get you an essential oil reference book just as a gift. And we kind of just give you our book. So like everybody got a book, hopefully, on my team when they enrolled with a kit. So they choose a starter kit. Somebody, they got a book, and now they're going to give their book. You're going to give, what am I trying to say, Katie? My brain is like, So Katie has a book.
Yes.
I gave Katie a book when she enrolled, and Katie is going to give her book to you.
Yes.
If you are her person and you're her guest and you want to get started, then she'll just pass her book on to you. And so that's kind of how we do it, so that everybody has a book when they're brand new. Does that make sense? It's just a way that we pay it forward and help you, because that book is really awesome at... you're able to look stuff up in there, and there's recipes for everything, literally everything in there. I was doing something on sleep the other day and noticed that there was a section on people who eat really late at night. And I was like, that's me. Because like I'll like barely eat anything all day, and then at night I'm just like eat all the food. Like it's healthy food, but it's still a ton of calories, and then it keeps me awake too late. And so there's stuff in there for like all these little things, and you'll love that book. It's just great. So that will be something that you'll get if you get your starter kit. So free membership, book. And then in the month of January, any kit that you get, if you enroll in January, then you place another order next month for $100 of oils on our rewards program, which is fantastic. Like, you get a ton of free stuff. Like, how many free bottles of frankincense did you get in December? Like, 4?
I was going through my oils the other day. It was like, I have like 5 now.
So like, yeah, that's because of the rewards program. You get lots and lots of free stuff. And if you place an order in the next month for 100 PV, which is like $100 of oils, you will get $100 in oils of your choice free. So it's basically spend minimum of 100 now, 100 next month, and get 100 free. It's called New Year, New You. It's really, really awesome promo. And So if you want to get started, just contact the person that invited you to watch the video. They are the best person to help you. They're your friend. They'll walk you through the process to make sure you get started and get all the free stuff you're entitled to. They'll help you find the kits you want, and they'll support you and plug you into their education so that you can learn how to use these oils that you purchased. I hope that's been helpful to you. I hope the Steelers won. If they didn't, don't tell me, because I'll have to get my Console oil out, and it's not going to be pretty. It wasn't looking so good when I left. Be back here again next Sunday, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. If you're local to Knoxville, we have some amazing events happening this week. I've got an event Thursday night, if you're interested. And then on Saturday, doTERRA is coming here to Knoxville, Tennessee. We're having an all-day event. The first part of the day is for people who just want to learn about essential oils. It's free. You need to register. So contact me if you're interested, and I will make sure you get registered for that. If you come as my personal guest, I will have a free gift for you. And I'm sure Katie would say the same. If she has somebody that comes as her personal guest, they will get a free gift on Saturday's event. So we look forward to seeing you there. If not, we'll see you back here next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Oils are not magic beans, but they help you with your fitness. Have a good night.